Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Starter Chip. I'm back with another one, as you guys can see. Today, guys, I want to talk to you guys about the salt of the Saiyans here. Pretty much, if they just revealed some new cards here, I want to give you some of my thoughts and opinions about some of these cards. Now, I'm not going to go over everything in this video. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that I thought was really interesting. That could be pretty useful. I recommend you go check everything out on the Dragon Ball Super card game site. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about the stuff that I'm excited about and what I'm looking forward to and what cards I'm looking to have. So, saw the Saiyans that there's going to be reviewing red and green, okay? And there's some really good cards you're definitely going to be needing here for the deck. So they finally revealed the Gohan leader's front side of the card. Some of you guys, I've noticed in the forums here on Dragon Ball Super Card Game Forum, they were actually a little bit upset. They were wanting this card to be able to untap energy. However, it doesn't allow you to do that. Its awakening skills says that you may draw 2 when you flip this card over. So that's not too bad. I actually don't feel bad about it because, you know what I mean? I'm going to use the skill to his advantage. And I figured that I'm probably going to play this leader. More than likely, I'm going to go ahead and play this leader. I think he's a pretty cool leader. Has an active main. Once per turn, burst 2. You choose one card in your life. You're going to add that to your hand. Then your opponent, if your opponent has 5 or more life, they're going to deal 1 damage to yourself. So that means you're giving your opponent cards. You're giving your opponent cards, you know what I'm saying? However, I was thinking that you could use the Figure of Majesty Shinron, but that's an active main skill, so I don't know how I don't think you can, a critical can be added on to an active main. Critical is only when you're attacking, so I take it wouldn't work anyway. You're giving your opponent a card. I think people are going to get kind of turned down by that here because you're giving your opponent a card. It could be something that's useful to them, and also it may not be. I mean, here's why I say it may not be useful as well, because you can give them a card that they don't even need. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily need at this time. You can give them an extra card that they don't necessarily need. Okay, they have this extra card in their hand. Wait, you don't even need this. You know what I'm saying? You just don't need it. You know, so I like to say it's still a 50-50. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you guys want to dispute it by saying, hey, I mean, you can still use these cards. You could use any card. Well, technically, yeah, you could, but you have to use certain cards in certain time periods in order for these cards to actually work. So sometimes you may end up using it. You may end up charging it for energy, or probably just comboing with it, or use the extra card a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't even use it right away. But I think it's pretty decent. It's the flip side of the card as well. You guys already said it. You have to play this card with sparking. So long, you have to play it with sparking. Burst and sparking, they compensate. They work together. Sparking 5. When its card attacks, you draw 1. Auto once per turn. When your opponent's battle card activates alliance. So long as you activate alliance, you're choosing one of your opponent's battle cards. 30k power or less. Boom, they get popped and KO. Active main once per turn. Sparking 5, you're choosing 3 cards from the hand, putting it in the drop area. Okay, and then you're gonna choose all your red and green battle cards, uh, and they're gonna get a 10k power for the duration of the turn. A lot of people have been speculating playing this leader with Hyper Evolution, uh, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They've been speculating and playing that. There is a new Desire card that they made actually allows you to play it with red leaders, and you don't have to play it with a Shinron. However, it would be neat if you did play it with Shinron here, which I'll show you in a bit. I'll show you that in a bit. I'll show all that stuff here to you guys in a bit, because this could pretty much help out with it. Uh, well, not this, but they can help out with that Shinron if you wanted to, even though they errated the card. So we already seen the Brawly. We already seen this. There's the flip side of the Brawly. It has critical on it. When you place this card, this is when this card is placed in your leader area, you choosing 1 dormant legend for your deck. So it's only a once thing. I thought that skill is a little bit weird to me. I take it that when it's your turn, just for that 1 turn, that's it. Just for 1 turn, you're just gonna take 1 dormant legend from your deck, and you're gonna go ahead and activate it. That's the only thing you're gonna really do, and I think that works out pretty well with it. 4 life or less, draw 1, untap 2. Other side of this card, it works just like the Gogeta here, this Gogeta leader. When it's flipped over, it says when its card attacks, you draw 1, active main, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. 10 or less, and they get KO. Active battle. one card in your hand, place in the drop area. This is active battle, not active main. Same thing, same effect. So we finally have a staple for red. So red finally gets this card that's just like, you know, what is called? It's a one drop. The Banisher Borgos. Banisher Borgos here is just like that. It's pretty much the same thing. Banisher Bonds Borgos the same thing. Draw one during your opponent's turn. They tapping their energy with a not awakening skill. They put it in the drop area. They made it for red with Red X. It's a pretty cool card. So some of y'all might actually play it. I might play it. I'll play at least maybe 2, 3 of these on the deck maybe. But it's pretty cool. And they made one for green too, as that, which you'll see on what you will see as well. But pretty cool, really good stuff. This card is pretty interesting as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it, but I think it'll be pretty good because it has some pressure here to it. This from Son Goku, the Heavenly Salvation. Activate the skill when you play Gohan and Goten, the familiar bond in your battle area. So you have to play. It's a 4-drop card at that, and they have Alliance on it. Which you know what? Let me go ahead and bring that up as well. Let me go ahead and go to a different site. Hold on, guys. Boom. So I want to have more of these cards. I should have did more taps of that to make this video a little bit more outstanding for you guys. But hey. Alright, and I think this card is actually, here it is, right? This is the card I'm talking about. So this card and this card here, if this card is not in the play, you can play it from your hand for free. Play it from your hand for free. And then this is auto once per turn. When this card is switched to rest mode by Alliance, and you only have Goku and some Gohan Adolescents and Goten or Goten card in your battle play and the battle area, you may choose this card and another battle card and switch into active mode. So technically, this is a really good combination here with this. Technically speaking, you're gonna have everybody here on this card. I mean, pretty much, I think you can play this card with along this here. So I mean, you're going to use this card. You're going to swing with this card, right? Then you're going to switch this to rest mode. It gains 14k power to that. So it's at 34k triple strike. And then it has another effect to it. It says when you play this card, activate the skill for the duration of the turn. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their life and put it in the drop area. So if they're playing any skills that allows them to play battle cards, they put in 2 cards in their life. This is a really strong card in my opinion because you're controlling whether or not they're trying to put cards out there in the field, put battle cards out there in the field for one, and then 2, secondly, that skill is almost like it kind of works like a SCR card in my opinion. It kind of works like that. I think it's a pretty strong card. That's just me. I think it's pretty strong. And then after that, this right here can help you. It says when this card is switched to rest mode by Alliance, if you only have Son Goku, Gohan Adolescents, Son Goten, or Trunks card in your battle area, or Trunks card in your battle area, you can choose one card. Choose one card. It says choose this card in one card. So this card can go into rest mode. I mean active mode again. And I think you could do this as well. This character is Son Gohan Adolescents and Goku. So that's man, it's a really, really good card. And man, it's a triple strike dual attack, basically. It's a really good combination. I think that's pretty cool. I'm playing it. I'll definitely play it with it. With this, I definitely would play it hands down, hands down. But all right, anyway, going forward. Oh, sorry. And then we have our Mach Speed Kaioken Son Goku. It's a counterplay card. I think this card is pretty interesting. I think it's really, really interesting to me. As long as there's a multiplayer card in your energy, reduce this card and you cost in your hand by 1. So you're playing it 2. Counterplay at that. A counterplay red card. Reds are getting more staples here to it. Red's getting stronger, and definitely green is getting stronger. From what I noticed, you have more green cards with staples. When you play this card, you're going to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets a 10k power for the duration of the turn. Then if your opponent, then and it 10k power for the duration of the turn. Then if it's your opponent's turn, you get to choose another one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets a minus 5k. So both the skills are going to activate, 10k and a 5k. Really, really good card. Stopping you're slowing down your opponent's battle cards, and it's really good. Dependable brother son Gohan. I'm getting this card. This is a card I'm getting for a fact. Hands down, I'm getting this card. You're gonna evolve it on top of this, which is the negate, which is pretty cool, and you're reducing the cost of this card by 2 loans as a Goten and a Trunks card in your battle area. You're gonna reduce this card by 2. And you're gonna get a Goten here on the field. You're definitely gonna do that. You're gonna definitely do it. And you can get a 1-drop Goten if you wanted to. Long as Goten or Trunks you appears on the battle area, they're gone. And pretty much you're using this as a negate. Boom, putting this on the field. And when you're evolving it, it has double strike on it for one, which is good. When you evolve this card, you're gonna draw 2 right off the bat if there are no battle cards in play. You know what I'm saying? If there are no battle cards in play, you can choose 1 green Goten or 1 green Trunks with energy cost of 4 from your drop area. You're going to play it, which you could do that. Honestly, I don't really care about those Goten cards from what I've noticed. I think those cards actually kind of suck. And I'm not going to really show those cards off. You may find them useful. I suggest you guys go check it out if you like, but I'm not going to play it. I would probably play this as a negate. It says during your opponent's turn, if Goten and Trunks cards are in play in your battle area, reduces by 2. And I'm pretty sure they have some. I already know they have Gotens here. See, 1-drop Gotens at that. You know what I'm saying? That's blue. And probably I couldn't say red though. I can't really speak for red. But they are making some more. But here's a Wilderness. Gohan, just draw 1, not all that. Now, these cards are pretty good. This card is pretty good. I think these are pretty good. This Trunks, pretty much what you're going to be doing is, long as Trunks or long as Vidal's in play in the battle area, reducing this by 1 right off the bat. So I would say I would play with this card when this card attacks, and if there's a Trunks in the field in the battle play, if the Trunks when this card attacks, if there's a Trunks, this card is gonna get a 5k power and double strike. It's another pressure card at that. And then you're gonna see Trunks here in a bit. This card is pretty interesting. Last Resort Vegeta deflect when you play it. Play this card from your hand. If your lead is a Red-X card, you may choose 1 card from your hand, putting the drop area, and you choose 1 card from your hand, put it in the drop area. If you do, you're gonna choose up to 1 power ball from your deck, activate it, and shuffle your deck, which is pretty good. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. So I would definitely play it. But this is the Trunks I'm talking about. Loans, both have the same skill. Loans Vidal into play, reducing this by 1. So I would play some of those 1-drop negates, heroic duo Vidal for a fact. But they do have a 1-drop Vidal as well, which works in combination with that, a new one. This card is going to get a 5k power and critical, which is really good. I highly recommend those cards. Father. It's funny how they get Father, Figured, Piccolo. That's funny. Top 7, just looking for a Gohan Youth, and then you're adding it to your hand, shuffling your deck. That's all you're doing with that one. Another funny super combo for a red leader. I'll definitely do that just to keep the theme there. Play that card. They thought it was. I remember in the movie they thought that was Piccolo, but it was Krillin. It's funny how Krillin would do something silly like that, though. This is another good card, a decent one at this. You're just a searcher. You're going to look for a red or green Gohan, Goten, or Trunks, and one of them added to your hand. Then you're going to put the remaining ones at the bottom of your deck in any order. Pretty decent. I'm not going to worry about these cards. They're not really all that. Well, this one, I ain't going to say. You're playing this one. Shuffle. You're going to choose 1 card from your hand, put it in the drop. You're going to draw 1. Not bad. That's actually not bad. This one's actually pretty interesting here. It works just like a they have a TN card like this too. When you combo with this card, if your leader, so all you have to do is combo it. It says if your leader card is red, you choose one. You may choose one card from your hand and place it in the owner's drop area. If you do, you're gonna choose up to one. Choose up to with 3 battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or more with 35k power or less in front of your drop, putting it at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this card is a recycling card, very good recycling at that. I think it's pretty decent. I would play with it, especially if you have stuff in your drop area, you want to get it back in your deck so you can reuse it. It's a recycle. You choose one battle card from your drop area, and you can just put it back in your deck and shuffle it. So that'd be pretty good. However, don't get me wrong, playing cards from your drop area by comboing or so, whatever, I think those cards are pretty good because you're recycling. So once again, it's a recycled card, and it's a 2-drop. They have a TN like this too, but it's a 3-drop at that. This is a 2, so this is actually better. Okay. And it's specific to red leader, staple for red. And this card, Natata, this card could be a good card, vanilla card. The reason why I say that is because when you play this card, the reason why I say this card because of this card. When you play it, you're going to draw 1 as a 2, and then when your opponent's life is placed in the drop area, you may place this card in the owner's drop area. So, and then you're going to bring out this card right here, and you're going to play it, and then you're going to shuffle your deck. Pretty decent. Could use this for pressure if you wanted to. Pressure, furthering destruction, chompa, hidden power, East Supreme Kai. You can use that to your advantage, guys. Use it to your advantage. But this card right here is super, super good. I need 4 of these cards. I'm playing this card for a fact. It's a really, really good card. Brawly, counter reversal. During your turn, it says during your turn, this card is going to get a 5k power. And it can attack battle cards in active mode if you want it to. That's if you want it to. And then it says auto once per turn. When your opponent activates counter, they're going to deal 1 damage of life. Oh man, this is a good card. This card is so good. Only once per turn. Your turn and his turn. Man, this card is good. Oh man. This card is so good. I've got to get 4 of these cards. I need 4 of these cards. It's a necessity. This card is a necessity. Really, really good card. This is that card I was telling you about. It's a bond card, but you can say it says it right here. If your leader is red, it doesn't say if it's a Shenron. It gains desire. If your leader's red, you're going to choose 1 Saiyan card in your drop area with an energy cost of 3 and 15k power or less, paying it. And then if you play the card, you choose 2 Dragon Balls from your deck and add it to your hand. So really good card, 2-drop at that. Honestly, it's kind of, if you think about it, this is like, it reminds me of a Child's Wish. Or really reminds me of Child's Wish. A lot of people from the forum been speculating on using this card in conjunction to the 3-drop GT Goku card. I forgot what it is. Determined Super Saiyan Goku. This card right here, 4 life or less. Increases card in the battle area by 2 for the energy cost here for it by 2. And automatically reduces by 2. Okay. I mean, not reduces, but it increases by 2. So you gain 5 on that instead. Then what you do is you want to go ahead and use that for hyper evolution, which is actually, you can use this too, man. Honestly, you can still use this to EX evolve if you wanted to. I think this card, in my opinion, I think this card is a little better, but that's just me. Here, Hyper Evolution, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I own 4 of these already because I already knew how good this card was going to be. Energy cost of 5 or more. When you play it, you're going to draw 2, and then you can't EX evolve again for that duration of turn. This card was errated. It only works for red leader. However, it's still strong. It's still strong because I can imagine people using this card in conjunction to this Shenron, the vanilla Shenron leader here, which is this one. You gain triple attack right here. Triple attack, which is really, really good. Using that with this and the other Determined Super Saiyan Goku at that. Well, actually, you couldn't even use it. You couldn't use it. Actually, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. You can't use it because your leader card is red. So it has to be a red leader card. So, I mean, still using it with that Gohan I was telling you about. Gohan, I think it's going to work very, very well with the Gohan. And then it says when you play it, you choose up to 2. Actually, you can use it with, instead of using, you don't have to use it with that. You can use it with the Emperor Pilaf if you want it to. That's if you want to. It's up to you. You can use that here with it. But yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you still can use the Shenron leader. But when you use the Shenron leader, you just can't play this card with it because your leader has to be red. But this works for red leaders. Red leaders at that. Just specific for red leaders. Okay. So, but it's still a good card overall. Good, pretty good stuff here. Really, really good stuff. Dormant Legend. This is another good card at that, and it's gonna help. I have to play this card if I'm gonna play that that counter reversal, reversal counter Brawly reversal counter. I have to do that as well. I have to play this. Okay, so when a card in your life is added to your hand during your opponent's turn, you're gonna place the top card, put it underneath this card. Permanent, you can only play this card do its skills. Permanent, you can only use this skill to put cards under this card. That's it. If there are 3 or more cards under this card, you place this card in the drop area. Then you're gonna bring out that one red Brawly with energy cost of 4 from your deck and play it, which you guys already saw it before here in the beginning. I forgot what it was. You already saw it. You're gonna play that same Brawly I was just telling you about. Really good card. Denial of Hope. This is specific to the red leaders. At that is just like Preemptive Strike. Really good card. Counterplay any 20 less power cards. It gets placed in the drop area instead. Really, really good card. Really, really good card. Staple for red. This is another cool card, Final Guardian. You can activate negate here for it. Then you get to choose one of your battle cards. Gets a 5k power for the duration of the turn. Really helpful. And also you get to use this card in the drop area. So basically, if it's in the drop area, you can remove this card from the game. And also you can remove a red card for the game to activate its effect. Really good. And it's a rare at that. Really good. And we have Brawly. Some of us already seen this here. I didn't want to go too much over it, but I'll talk about this card. So when this card attacks a leader, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and you're going to send it to the warp. Okay, you're going to choose one card from your hand and send it to a warp. You're going to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose one red or green Redix, Vegeta, Nappa card among them, add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. If you add a card to your hand, you choose one card from your hand and put it in the drop area. When your life is 4 life or less, you're going to just untap 1 energy and flip this card over. So it's all that. It ain't all that. Then they did a Goku here at that. Son Goku. When his card attacks a leader, you're going to draw 1. You're going to draw 1, and then you're going to untap 1 energy. You're going to flip this card over. Then it has KO Ken here too, which is pretty cool. When his card attacks, you draw 1. You can't use overrun with this deck. You can't send cards from your drop area to your ward, so no overrunning. And burst 7, because that's why they didn't want you to abuse that. When your opponent attacks with a card, negates the attack, then you can negate the skills for the duration of a turn, which is pretty cool at that. I personally may not play with this leader. I'm probably not going to really play with it. But it looks cool. And it says once per turn, when your life is 1, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with blocker and KO them. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So this card is a staple for Red X. It's super rare. When you play it, you're going to draw 1 card, active main, place. He gets 2 red or green. Place this card in the owner's drop area, and if your leader is a green Saiyan, you choose up to 1 a Vegeta card or Nappa card with energy cost of 2 or less with 10k power from your deck. You're going to send those cards to the same warp. Then it's at the start of your next main phase. You get to play those cards that were sent to the warp to the battle area. Really good. When your opponent, so this is a pretty cool card too, is that I'll go ahead and talk about it. When you play this card, you choose up the 2 of your opponent's battle cards and energy cost of 3 or less. You're going to KO them, and then And then you choose, your opponent chooses two cards. Your opponent chooses cards from their hand equal to the number of cards you KO'd with this skill, and then you're going to send it to the warp here. So basically, you KO two cards, they're going to send two cards in hand to the warp. Pretty decent at that. Just a searcher, that 3-drop searcher is pretty interesting as a 3-drop searcher. Pretty interesting at that. You ain't gonna really do too much with pop this card because you're gonna use it with Piccolo. Top 7 cards, 1 Earthling or 1 Namekian card among them, which you're gonna be looking for 1 Namekian card, shuffle it, adding it to your hand. This card's pretty different. Son of Hug, Gohan, loans, permanent loans. You can only have 1 of these in the battle area. Loans is at least a Goten, Trunks, or Videl, and the drop area reduces card by 2. So you could, it's pressure. At that, it's pressure. I wish it had another effect to it. It'd be cool, but it is pressure. Another adolescence here, which top 7, looking for a green Goku among them, which could be pretty interesting. But you ain't gonna, you're gonna use this here with to search for him. That's all you're gonna do. That's all you're really gonna do for that. Goten, these are 4-drop Gotens, just EX Evolve. They don't really do much here. I might even go over those cards because I'm uninterested in those cards. This card's pretty good at that. Grade 8 Vegeta. You're gonna use this 6-drop Vegeta to EX Evolve on a 3-drop right here, which would be this card right here. Really good card at that. Really good card. Active main. As long as there's Power Ball in your battle area, and is not played in your battle area, place this card from your hand on top a Vegeta card in your battle area with an energy cost of 3 or less. 3, which you're going to do that on top of this. Then when you play it, activate its skills until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot be KO'd by the skills or battles, or basically it can't be KO'd by, it ain't going to leave anything. It's not going to leave for the duration of that turn. It can't be KO'd, removed to the battle by skills, and it ain't doing none of that. It's staying there. Then once it is popped, it says when this card is placed in the drop area from the battle area by its skill, you're going to choose 1 red or green card with an energy cost. Run a red card in your energy and switch them to rest mode. If you do, you're going to choose 1 Vegeta card that is both red and green in your drop area with an energy cost of 3 or less. You get to play it, which I'm going to go ahead and reveal that here for you guys here. Just this card right here. This card right here is actually pretty decent. I might not really play it, but I might. I'm debating on it. I'll say that. I'm debating. So double strike, energy exhaust, auto once per turn. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and send it to the warp. Active main once per turn. Red and green. If your leader is a green Saiyan card, you're gonna deal 1 damage here to the life. Pretty cool at that. So you have to play with a green Saiyan. So you got to play it either with that green Goku they showed, or Reddit. You have to play it with those any green Saiyan card. So at that, you have to do that. And they got tons of green Saiyan cards out there here. Some pretty good green Saiyans. This, you may not use that, but this one's actually pretty decent. This one's pretty decent. I think that one's pretty decent in my opinion. As you can see, they got a lot of green Saiyans out there. They got a lot of green Saiyan Goku, so they got plenty of that. And this Cruel Vegeta, as I was saying, this card is a counterplay at that. Reduce it by 1, so you can play it by 2. When you play this card, your opponent, during your opponent's turn, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less. KO in it, then your opponent chooses 1 card from the hand and send it to the ward. Not bad at all. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not caring about that. Here's that Piccolo I was telling you about, which you saw the KO that Goku, 20k power in your battle area, and then let me see here, and isn't in play in your battle area, but you get to play this card for free. So long as you have that Goku on the field, you can play this by turn 3 if you wanted to. As long as you have Goku there on the field, you're playing this here card for free. Active main, you're gonna pretty much once per turn, you're gonna KO that Goku that they put on the field by turn 3 if you wanted to, and more. And so 20k power more Goku, and place it in the owner's drop area. You're gonna choose one of these effects here. This card. When I wanted this card to double strike, but when I realized how good this card could be due to these skills, It don't matter if you, as long as the card is a 20k combo, a 20k power Goku card. You saw the 120k power Goku card. It don't matter what it is, as long as it's 20k and it's on the field. You're playing that card for free. You get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less, knowing barrier, and you KO on it. So Goku striving to be the best, Chilai the beautiful, Vegeta striving to be the best. They're getting KO'd. If you KO the card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from your hand, putting it in the drop area. However, there's General Tao out there, no doubt. You want to use this card when they don't have General Tao on the field. Or you can just choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. It's still pretty good. The first effect is good. So I think this card is pretty good. I would play it. It's Krillin. And we have another super combo. And there's that TN card I told you. Actually, it's a 2-drop. So it's actually pretty good. This is a pretty decent card, too. But then we have Chaosu! Active main. Place. This card is on the drop area. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle card. Energy cost of 2 less. KO in it. Kami Global Fire. That Dende card. Time Chronoya. You know, they're getting popped. So. Yajirobe. This card is going to help out with Vegeta. Here, you're going to choose one Vegeta card for an energy cost of 3 less in your battle area and put it in the drop area. So it somewhat kind of cycles a bit. Here's a staple for Urgent Aid. Kami is a staple for green. Does the same thing as Borgos. Does the same thing as Godly Whis. It does the same thing as that Red-X. Does the same stuff. Another staple for green. Really good card. And here we got some more. Got a Nappa card. Just you put one card from your hand to drop. You bring it out Cyberman. Cyberman, you can include as many Cybermen as you want. This could be used as a blocker, and it can KO some cards too if you like. If you like it, if you wanted to. But I think that's pretty interesting here. So, don't this card. I'm not gonna play Brawly, but you get to awaken Brawly a lot faster with this card. Pretty good card. But I suggest you read it. And we have Double Sunday, pretty much another super combo with a cool effect to it. 15k power, duration of battle. And you choosing one of your opponent's battle cards when it costs a 20 or less and you KO on it. Powerball, here's Powerball, guys. 3-drop at that. 1 green, specific green. When you place this card in a battle area, choose one of your green 8 cards from your deck and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Switch this card to rest mode and choose up to one of your red and green same cards. Yeah, pretty cool card. So you definitely you need that as a necessity. Hidden power, negate right here. Pretty much another staple. If your leader is green, your opponent may place the battle card you're playing in the owner's drop area instead of playing it. So, and then if they didn't, your opponent chooses 2 cards from the hand, put it in the drop area, hand destruction at that. Really good stuff. Really good stuff at that. And we have another card just works just like that. Final Guardian, negate the attack, pop 1 and then 1k, 1 energy cost cards at that. You can activate it in the drop area, as I said before, removing it, then remove 1 green life, and then that's really about it. So this card right here, this is the card I wanted to go over with you guys. This card right here is amazing. I need 4 of these cards. I'm getting 4 of them no matter what. It has Deflect on it. Okay, Energy Exhaust. I bet this is going to be SCR at that. You get to play this by turn 5 if you wanted to. When this, as long as you have 20 or more red cards in your drop area. So this card is an in-game area, ends the game. Reduce the energy cost of this card by 2 at that. That's really good. When your life is, when your life reaches 1 for the duration of turn, this guy gains a triple strike dual attack and it can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. Really amazing card. Just really amazing, man. It's a really good card, man. Choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand, and then you choose one of the cards from the hand, put it in the drop area. This card gets a 25k power for the duration of the turn. So it keeps adding up with the power. First is going to be 25. The second one is going to be 50 if you did it again. Then if you use Active Main again, the first one's going to be, the third one's going to be 75 at that. Pretty much that's going to be game. This card is really good, amazing. I'm going to use this card. I'm using it hands down. Really good card. We already know about this one. And then we've already talked about that. I think it's a pretty cool card. There's Here's the 6-drop Vegeta Elite. Like I'm debating on it, but I think I've already talked to you guys about that. But I think I talked to you about it. But here's a Brawly as well, 6-drop Brawly. You can only play one of these in your battle area. You can't play it unless you have Dormant, Legend, in the drop area. When you play this card, the opponent chooses two. You can choose to tune your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier gets a minus 15k power to it. When you uh, when your opponent combos, you may choose one card in your opponent's area combo area, and you put it on his drop area. You can negate these skills for duration of turn. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I think that's really about it. I thought that's pretty much all it. That's all the remaining cards. These y'all may have already seen. I'm not gonna go over too much here on that. You want to go just check that out here from the site. But anyway, guys, this is my video on it. I know this one's actually pretty long. Hope you guys enjoyed the comment. More video content coming soon for Dragon Ball Super card game. And peace.